2 Ezra chapter 3, and just bear with me. The 7th verse, it says, "And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed," dealing with Adam. "And immediately thou appointest death in him, and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number." And that is the case, because out of Adam's loins, you had all different type of people that came out of that, but you had people before him. So what you have to understand is, prior to the flood, you had many people on the earth. It wasn't just Adam and Eve, as they teach you. You had a group of individuals known as Adamites. And this is why you have the 3 classifications of men. Genesis 5:1, "This is the book of the generations of Adam, in the day that the Most High created man. In the likeness of the powers made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created." So there were many people created. And when you go back to Genesis, the 1st chapter, around the 20th verse or so, it tells you that there were many creatures created. You had fish, birds, creeping things, but you had the moving creature that had life, which is man is included in that. So there were many people created in the beginning. All right? And then after the flood, you had Noah, his 3 sons, and their 4 wives, and that's how the earth was repopulated. So technically, when you stem back from that, all the people that came through Noah really came from Adam, because that was a continuation of the sons of God through Noah and Shem on down. So just keep that in mind. "And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointest death in him, and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number." So you had many people back then, right? "And every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments." Because the word back then, the commandments were back then, but they were oral. This is why the Most High had respect unto Abel's sacrifice, and he didn't have respect unto Cain's sacrifice, because Cain knew better, but he didn't do better. He knew better, but he didn't do better. "And again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyest them." So all of those people back then were all destroyed. Right? "And it came to pass in every of them, that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these." So that's what it's talking about when it says, as in Romans 5:12, "Wherefore as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." So all those people that were back there with Adam, after Adam went off and death came upon them, eventually they were all destroyed in the flood. Okay? Except for Noah, his 3 sons, and their wives, which was 8 souls.